Well, it's dry enough to start reassembling. The door is still drying, but we can put the freshly cleaned corner pieces up. I better get a different screwdriver. It'll take me weeks with this little bitty one, and my arm will kill me. Does that fit? That fits. Oops. It's looking really good. Better than it did. So when they put these on, they notch the corners because those corners are deeper. So I guess I just won't be able to have front corners until I come up with a replacement. Okay, that looks nice. And they get little flathead screws in here so they don't dig big holes into whatever they're sitting on. Okay. And we mostly have it. Again, that's not completely dry, so I don't want to risk it sticking. And I'm not going to do that until I figure out a way to make that look a little better. I mean, it's not horrid. I could put some sort of conditioner on it. This probably should set a little longer, but but I don't want it to be too hard to get off. That is not white glue, that's that foaming polyester water. It's water activated. You can see it's on my hands. It'll be there a while. I got a little on the surface, but it's still wet. So I believe acetone dissolves it. Yep. Yep. Perfect. All gone. This looks pretty good. I'll probably screw it all up in case there's any residue I can't see. I do see some old glue residue there. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Almost ready to. Looky there. Not too bad. So looks good. Then this will go here. Just nice those fit in that spot where the felt goes. Ooh, glad I stopped in time. That needs a little bit of stain. Of course, I got carried away and put everything away. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I can use it. I'd have thought of that before I had everything wet. I guess at least I didn't varnish it and then think, oh. Well, I guess I can do the outer edge. Okay. I'm gonna risk it since I wiped it way down. They should be compatible. If they're not, I'll find out, won't I? I got the shakes. In case you can't remember what that horrid door looked like, go back to the very beginning and it was a mess. All right. Still just ever so slightly tacky, but I think I can get this guy on here without causing any damage. I need two of those small screws that kept getting in my way. There's one, and there's one. Okay, there it is. I'll set it in there. I won't be able to leave it because it'll stick. But finished product, except for the top and the felt. And I think that looks pleasing. Well, it's a nice 50 degrees in here. I need to let it warm up a little bit more, maybe. Turned out pretty nice. I cannot complain. So now I gotta install the handle, and I'm gonna put it on with nuts and bolts. I don't have a deep enough split rivet to put those on, and you know, it might be handier if I do just the right size nut and bolt for the future. So that's my plan. Okay, so I don't know if you remember the handle. Go back to the beginning of the video, you'll see it. But it was kind of raggedy, but it was still smooth. So what I did was I got some chamois, which is a cloth you dry your car with. At least you did in the old days. And I still use it on my classic car. And I pulled it around and was able to make it 99% smooth, same dense as the original handle did where it folds. And I'm going to use some boot polish on it so it'll stay supple, and I think that's a pretty good look. So for now I'm just going to use these screws that will actually screw into the wood. It's the perfect size for so it's basically going to act like it's threading into the wood, which will suit me for right now. I don't have any nuts and washers that fit these, so I have to go to the store. I think that's pretty acceptable. A little trimming. Now, as you can see, these are way too far out. Once I'm going to drill a little bit larger on this side so the nut will sink right up into the wood. I think once I trim it and stain it, polish it, that'll look great. So for now, let's go on about the felt. I haven't done this on cam for a while, so I thought I'd do one so you could see the process I use. I don't know if it's the best process, but it works for me. Straight edge. Some felt. Razor blades. Brush for adhesive. About a rusty old square so I can measure this well. And I use the tape to measure that. So it is exactly 1 inch. I would imagine they're all they're all the same except for the two thicker ones, deeper ones. Okay, so now pretty lucky. Get it right on accidentally. Nice new razor blade. I'm just going to cut into the wood basically. Any luck, some of these will fit from the older boxes that I've cut excess material. Look at that. Perfect. Good. Maybe this will help me a little smoother. Some tape will pick up all this lint. Now I need 8.5. 4 at 8.5. Make it a hair longer because you can kind of shrink this up. One. Okay, there's that one. Now, let's see if I have enough to do. Perfect. Doesn't usually go this well. Okay, there's all the bottoms ready. So this will be wider. So this will be 7.5 by 19. 7 3/8 by 19 1/8. I'll go 20. Just a hair strong. That's the bottom and the top. Okay. And that does the back. Great. Okay, there's that. And sides 4. Let's do some of these sides. I don't wrap these clear around because as the adhesive dries, this tends to shrink and I don't want those corners pulled in. I want them to be tight. I want to make sure I have a big enough piece for this. So 12.5. Now, okay, that does that. Oops, grabbed the wrong one evidently. Well, we just cut it wrong. I'm not perfect. 4 more to go. So now I'm finishing up the last drawer. There it is. All except for the inside top of the lid. Now I can do this part. There it is. Now, I can take it apart, glue in my bottom pieces. Now I'll clean this out a little bit. The dust, that way the dust won't keep the stuff from sticking. And this is just precautionary, not necessary. In like this, it'll slide on felt instead of directly on the wood. They did have a nail here to ride it on, but now it's got both. Drop that in. Unfortunately, the lighting in here with that ugly fluorescent makes it look more stripy and streaked than it is. So now I can go and get my nuts. And then after that felt is in, if you remember, it will have these to hold up a mirror. So I managed to get to the drugstore and found this. With any luck, that one looks pretty good actually. That looks good. That should dye all the way through without harming anything. So now the big deal is going to be how to apply it. If I had a small brush, that would be my favorite. Look what I have. I think it looks pretty good after it dries for a bit. I will rub it down a little bit. Let it soak in. Guess it won't hurt to just lie on that. Meantime, I can see if I brought the right size. See if I brought the right size nuts. No, it's not 1032. Could be 832. That's it. Well, let's see how this is doing. Wipe it down a little bit. Nice and waxy like I wanted it. Hopefully it'll develop a little shine. May take a few coats to get to that point, but so far so good. All right, now let's see. I think my plan is to work this right. You know how plans are, right? That I can. A nut on there. I'm going to use the handle holder like a washer so it won't pull the head of the screw into the box. It's been weeks since I charged that little drill. Maybe it's time. It sounds like it's winding down. But I got backup. It's just going to go a lot faster. If I play my cards right, that should pull up into there. Perfect. Those will stay in there, and they're deep enough that once I put the felt on, glue it, should hold it in place while it screws in. A little tacky still, but it's drying nice. Once I grind these down, that'll make it smooth enough. If I have to take the handle back off, it should re-thread that little end with any luck. And the worst comes to worst, all I have to do is put a new felt, or pull the felt back and replace it. This may be overkill, but it's sitting right there. I got lots of smaller ones. But I don't know where they are easily. Internet safety police are going to be all over me. These are safety glasses. They just don't have side shields. Right. Sawdust and felt. Not a good combo, huh? Okay, let's just had a thought about my good sizes. My mirror. I gotta put it back, and I would love to put it in the same holes. So I'm gonna take these little nails and cut them in half, insert them with the pointy side up, so when I come on with the felt, they'll poke right straight through with any luck. Luckily there's no hurry. I got plenty of time with the glue. Now you know I'm going to be screaming because the nails are going to stick in my fingers. Everything's still nice and wet. I said, got me on the knuckle. Don't make me stretch you. There we go. So, the whole point of this was to hide my nuts. Stop. And make the handle easier to use. Now, let's see what we can do here. You ever have one of those days? You're just clumsy. I guess it's good for you to lean over and exercise your fat gut if you got one like mine. The only way to get rid of it is to get rid of beer, and that ain't happening. Well, there it is. Put all of them on but one. So that's where they go. Let's see if this let's see if this works. Pull that one out. Put this one in. That's not the worst idea I've ever had. At least it's in the exact spot it was. So even if it was crooked, it's still crooked. If it wasn't crooked, then it'll be perfect. Hope you can see what I'm doing. The camera's way over there. And I'm way over here, as usual. See if I can get a little closer. Well, it wasn't the perfect way to go about setting that mirror frame up, but it probably wasn't any more difficult than trying to do it and find the holes and never find them. Get some of the dust out of here. Okay, I don't have a piece of mirror I can put on there right now, but yeah, that's going to take a lot of coats, but it is soaking in. I always forget, you got to put this in first, because these pins right here push down into that hole. So that means the front won't come off. Okay, let's play with that polish a little more. I'd say that's it. I don't think you'll care if I get the mirror later, will you? I call that a success.